continue.
Midnight each day.
On Valentine's night,
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home,
David is my husband.
all on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black out.
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just,
Naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
David hunts,
I can change my skin.
then skins.
Dr. Dekker.
Oh yeah, I
dated
forgot about the
his
skin
patients.
thing.
I had a hot date.
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did
On
phone
Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I?
He was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since,
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden.
I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
So far, I think what we've been learning is that Dr. Dekker has told these people to believe in certain things, and if they believe in them, they become real. So I'm starting to wonder if I should be telling them not to learn stuff, or if they're going to believe it anyways because of Dr. Dekker. I don't know, but let's keep playing. So this guy is new. Hello.
Professor Warwick, I'm a physicist. Where's Dr. Dekker?
Dr. Dekker is dead. Looks like we might have skipped some content. We didn't skip any content.
Is he really?
I've been here the entire time.
Actually,
I've been here for all the content.
Not a worthy adversary after all, then.
Adversary? What do you mean, adversary? I don't know what this game is. We've been playing it for the last couple days.
No, I don't know anything about
It's probably a bug, Jesus. Why did he say...
Is he really? Actually dead? Not a worthy adversary after all, then.
Not an adversary.
Dr. Dekker challenged me. He tried to use my theories against me. Quantum theories.
Quantum theories? You study quantum theories?
Do you really want to know? Dekker's eyes used to glaze over whenever we talked about that. He didn't believe in quantum physics. As if it's something that you can optionally believe in. Well, it started with an experiment.
Can you explain the experiment?
Have you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor?
What? No, I have not. I have not heard of quantum suicide.
Nope. I think
You're gonna have to Google that. No!
Have you heard of...
Oh, maybe if I just type no.
Are you sure that question's...
What the fuck? I hate how these interactions are
heard
sometimes.
Of quantum suicide?
Have you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor? No. I have not heard of quantum suicide.
Quantum suicide is a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory. You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand.
I don't.
I knew you wouldn't. Alternate universes. Essentially, if I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive. Now imagine if I could actually choose that universe. I'm taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something different.
What the fuck? The arrest report says Claire killed David. I'm underlined some things to ask her about. I wonder if Bryce buried David. Wait, how do I see this information? Clues. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Nothing, of course. The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. But that's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Dekker? Him, God, the great old one. the elder god, Cthulhu, however you address him. Listen to me! You're not listening! It's your only bloody job! Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood. God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered.
Huh.
Without chaos, he has less power. When there's too much order, he becomes impotent. So he needs to instill chaos again. And do you know how he does this?
How?
No. And yes, but you're being too granular. He needs chaos so he can return, and the only thing stopping him is you. Not just you. You and people like you. Psychiatrists, doctors, nurses. Anyone who is caring for people who are losing their sanity.
Oh.
You have no comprehension how important your job is, do you? He doesn't need your version of insanity to spread. He needs chaos. It's not the same. It's just a means to an end. They're not all cultists, unfortunately. Once you see the truth, it's hard not to spread chaos yourself, to cause further insanity and harm your own. I doubt it. But can I make you question your reality? Definitely. But in doing so, I would be promoting more chaos. On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time. As, by definition, chaos is unpredictable from one moment to the next. Which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world.
Was this guy messing with Dr. Dekker's
No matter
brain?
how much chaos that would cause. In 10 seconds' time, there will be no gravity in this room, and we will float. 3, 2, 1.
What the?
You think nothing happened. Where's your glass, Doctor?
What? Oh my god. Okay. So, Olderby was someone that the Dr. Dekker before me was seeing. Interesting. I wonder if Olderby was like putting the idea of chaos into his brain, and then Dr. Dekker started telling people to believe in chaos to help out with Cthulhu, maybe? That's interesting. I regret to inform you that your services are no longer required. Please clear out your desk and leave by the end of this week, dear Jaya. Okay. Let's look at Claire's arrest report. Hey, Red Brew, good morning. Something supernatural is actually happening. We have no idea if things are supernatural. All we know from what we've learned is that people in these therapist sessions are all experiencing supernatural things. Whether it's real or not is to be discussed or assumed. But we're just trying to figure out who murdered Dr. Dekker with all this supernatural stuff happening. Let's see. Statement of Christian Weber. To the best of my knowledge, this statement is true. I understand I may be prosecuted if I have stated anything I don't want to be true. Okay. At 20:40 hours on Tuesday, 8th November, myself and PC9725 Holt responded to a call received from a neighbor of the Bauer House, Weston Park Avenue, concerning a reported disturbance. We arrived at the address and knocked on the front door, but there was no reply. We then examined the rear of the property and gained entry through insecure patio doors. We entered the property through the door, and I announced myself by shouting police, but not hearing a response. We searched the premises. Upon entering the dining room, I saw a female seated next to a man who was lying on the ground. The man did not appear to be conscious. Both persons were drenched in blood, and there was a substantial amount of blood on the carpet, walls, and furniture. I noted what appeared to be a steak knife on the floor, which was also covered in blood. So this is Claire, right? At this point, I asked the woman to put her hands on her hand, which she did. PC Holt secured the female while I checked the man for signs of life, but found none. I asked the woman her name, and she identified herself to be Claire Castleford. I asked if she knew the dead man, and she said it was her husband, David Castleford. I asked what happened, and she said that she had killed him. Oh, shit. Following a search by PC Holt, which revealed no other persons present at the house, I said to Castleford at 20:52 hours, "You are under arrest on suspicion of murder." I then cautioned her and placed her in the back of the police car. Okay, so we have to ask Claire about that. That was Claire's report. Let's do crime scene report. This is a report on Dekker, right? The victim was located in his office, seated on a chair behind the desk, soaked in blood with an obvious chest wound. I really hope they gave us a new chair. I hope I'm not sitting in the chair of a dead person. Paper spike, distance history, 150 minutes long, protruding from the approximate region of the victim's heart. A paper spike. What's a paper spike? Time of death, estimated from liver temperature measurements, to be between 8:30 and 10 p.m. on 14/02. Note the victim's body was reportedly discovered at 10:20 p.m. on 14/02/2017. Wait. Estimated from liver temperature measurements to be between 8:30 and 10:30, but found at 10:20. So the person that found it could also kill him? But Claire keeps seeing her husband? Yeah, Claire currently... So, Claire has alluded to stabbing her husband. She said she didn't kill her husband, and that her husband was dead, but was also at the lake house. So I'm not sure what exactly she's seeing. But this lake house seems to have a lot of stuff being presented there. She has her husband, and she also has a little girl that she's trying to talk to. Okay, let's go back to this quantum theory conversation with this guy. I think this guy right now is just extra
Quantum
information.
suicide is a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory. You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand. I knew you wouldn't. Alternate universes.
Oh, the tongue thing was funny.
Essentially,
That was good acting.
If I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive. Now imagine if I could actually choose that universe. I'm taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something different.
Something different?
Gambling. I set up an experiment whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at a roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd. Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability. But then... I changed a parameter.
What? What parameter? Tell me more. Well, this is fascinating.
I don't really know what you...
Tell me the parameter.
Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So I simply upped the stakes. Now, every time I bet on odd, I would place everything I had on that one spin of the wheel, and it worked. Well, for a while.
What? For a while?
Dr. Dekker killed it, and I can't get it back.
Killed what? Killed what?
Do you know, you remind me of Dr. Dekker. He always used to ask me questions I didn't know the answer to.
What did Dr. Dekker kill?
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the Hangman's paradox.
Explain the Hangman's paradox.
Well, imagine a judge sentences you to death.
Okay.
Now, it will be Monday or Tuesday next week, but it will be a surprise. Well, which day do you think you'll be executed?
Tuesday.
Well, it can't be Tuesday, because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then you know you'll be executed on Tuesday, so it won't be a surprise. Conversely, it can't be Monday either, because, well, you'll be expecting it to be Monday by deduction. Hence, a paradox. Dr. Dekker tricked me.
What the? How did that make you feel?
Perhaps ask me,
Oh, why did Dr. Dekker stop you from becoming rich and powerful?
Honestly? Well, I think he feared quantum physics. He didn't like things being explained in terms of science, almost as if he'd have preferred chaos.
Oh. So maybe Dr. Dekker did buy into the other doctor's theory about chaos and was trying to push it onto his, I wouldn't say victims, but the people he was tasked with helping. Huh. Plan thing going on is brilliant. This game is really fucking awesome. Okay. So let's go talk to Claire Hey, Claire. Heard you murdered David.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral. But I know he's alive.
What? How is he alive?
You tell me. What could possibly explain that?
Claire, David is not alive. Quantum physics?
I don't know anything about that.
I don't know what to ask her here. Did you intend to kill David?
I'm getting tired of all these questions.
Did you intend to wound David?
Sorry.
What was the hint, chat? Fuck. I might change this hint cooldown to like 15 seconds. Options. Let's go with like 30 seconds. Just because I'm a casual.
Midnight each day.
On bad
No. I've already seen all this. Okay. Hint. We'll wait for this to pop up. I mean, it's supposed to be follow easy mode. I mean, do you guys want me to sit here and just stare into the hints? This game is fascinating, but the way the questions are framed holds it back. But I assume like they're held that way because they need certain keywords to trigger responses. So I get it. Did you intend to fatally wound him?
David wanted to have a talk about our relationship.
Like, why? Who says fatally
Not something
wound?
any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore. Which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody.
Debatable.
I reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it. So, I fixed him.
You fixed him? You fixed him?
It was about a week later. I brought David back to life. Not with voodoo, not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did. Dr. Dekker told me it was possible, but only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance at resurrection.
What? Dekker was a loony. How did you bring him back?
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term.
You?
Like, I'm an evil necromancer raising things from the dead.
Is he just decaying in the lake house? Is he in the lake house?
I don't know what you're after.
I remember her talking about the lake house.
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term. Like, I'm an evil necromancer raising things from the dead.
Okay, explain the results.
I think his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead. Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely. Just gave him life in the state he was in. I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a problem.
What do you consider to be the problem here?
I'm being charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons. I think it would raise quite a few more questions than answers.
Yeah?
Which is why I'm hoping that you'd be able to help me.
How do I help you?
Considering the circumstances, I'd be grateful if you could see your way to declaring me temporarily insane at the time of the murder. To lessen my sentence. Because I'm not a killer. But I can't prove otherwise. You don't still think I'm a killer, do you, Doctor?
Yes? And you seem to be fully aware that you killed him. Suicide. Thank you for the rate, man. Good morning. Yes, I think you're a killer.
At worst, it's manslaughter. I didn't mean to kill him. I just stabbed him a bit. And although he was dead for a week, I brought him back to life. Does this mean you won't help me? Was I temporarily insane?
I mean, technically, yes. Yes, you're insane. Yes, you're insane.
Thank you, Doctor. That's all I needed to hear. From you or Dr. Dekker. But Dr. Dekker wouldn't do that for me. He wanted something else.
Claire killed Dekker. What did Dekker want?
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my alleged ability. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David. Once, he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl.
Did you talk to the girl? Last episode, she wanted to talk with the girl. I gave her permission.
I didn't speak to her this time. Something about her made me feel uneasy. I just watched her from the bedroom window. She'd caught a fish. She was holding it in her hands.
What did she do with the fish?
I wasn't close enough to see, but for all intents and purposes, it looked as if the fish bit her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive.
God, that was creepy. What the fuck? Oh, there's still more for Claire, too. How was there a funeral if David isn't dead?
He's buried at Henley Church. You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone. One of your other patients was a pallbearer. I never forget her face. You should ask him.
She talked to Nathan. She has more to say. Nathan?
Think, Doctor, think. Use your brain. Or your notes if you have to.
Quit talking down to me, Claire! You're a murderer! Okay. Wait, what did it say? What made Dr. Dekker change his mind about her story? Did Dr. Dekker change his mind?
Dr. Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Yes! Show me David! Yes, show me David.
Very well. In our next session.
What? She's gonna show me David's body? Is that it? No, there's still more. There's still more. Tell me more about the arrest report, which is weird because I feel like I've already gotten past that.
It makes for interesting reading, doesn't it? I can tell you're dying to ask me about it. Fire away.
Okay. Steak knife, blood, husband, dead man, murder. The neighbor called.
My neighbors seem far more interested in my business than they are their own. The lake house only has one house opposite, and it was on sale for some time. I suppose I should have bought it.
Okay. Why buy it?
Try asking me something.
Okay. Why a steak knife?
The steak knife was the closest, sharpest weapon I could lay my hands on. I didn't really have much time to think about it.
I feel like I have all the important information. What's the game want me to get? Which patient was a pallbearer. I kind of assumed who it was, but
Bryce was a pallbearer for David.
oh, it was Bryce.
He's also a gravedigger. I
Nathan's
believe.
the time loop guy. Okay. Is that it? What am I missing with her? Come on, Claire. I feel like I've gotten everything out of her, but there's probably something the game wants me to finish before it goes orange. Oh, I guess. How did you know Bryce?
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
How much did you pay him?
I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that.
Bryce moved the body? Okay. I feel like I'm done with her, but I guess I'll keep pushing until it goes orange. What girl did Dr. Dekker mention? I've already talked to her about the girl. Why does the game want me to do that?
He told me he'd locked up a girl in the basement of his house.
What the fuck?
Just for me. And he asked me to reanimate her. It was Iris.
What?
I said I couldn't reanimate something that wasn't dead, and he said that wouldn't be a problem. So I agreed. I just played along. I was hoping it wasn't real. I assumed it wasn't real. But he was offering me what I wanted. A temporary insanity diagnosis.
Did you do it?
That's not relevant here.
Yes, it is. Did he kill Iris?
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped, and he blamed me for it. He said that I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
Holy shit. What do you know about the paper spike that was used to kill Dr. Dekker? What do you know about the paper spike? I'm wondering if she killed him.
A paper spike is an odd thing to use as a weapon. I suppose if it went directly into the heart, it might work. Or through his eye, or perhaps through the ear into his brain.
It went through the heart.
Or
You
was
called
it
it.
just a frenzied, bloody mess of a murder? Do you know, Doctor?
It went through his heart.
He was stabbed in the heart. Then I'd say whoever killed him didn't want to leave any room for error.
Why does she know so much? Yeah, it's been a heavy Claire episode. I should ask how she is today. Oh, how you doing, Claire?
I don't know, Doctor.
How are you?
I've been to the lake house regularly, keeping an eye on David. I saw the girl again, the one I told you about. She was playing outside.
What was she doing? Okay, now we're done. Okay, so all the questions have been asked, thank God. Let's go talk to Bryce. Hey, Bryce. How are you?
Hello, Doctor. I've been thinking about our last session, and I just wanted you to know that I'm not a bad person. I know taking naked photographs is wrong, but you don't know what it's like until you face the same temptation. I'm assuming you don't know what it's like. Do you have an extra hour, Doctor?
Yes, I do have an extra hour.
You're playing games with me, Doctor. I was going to tell you what I know about the murder weapon, but now, well, now you just have to go without.
I'm sorry. Tell me about the weapon.
That means nothing to me. Yes, Vienna.
What? Oh no. Did I lose this?
You're playing games with me, Doctor. I was going to tell you what I know about the murder weapon.
Tell me about the murder weapon.
I overheard your assistant earlier.
Jaya?
I know about that paper spike. It was sharp. What I really wanted to tell you was, there's someone else in my hour.
What?
A hooded figure, watching me and following me. I followed it too.
Who is following you?
I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves. Maybe it's Dr. Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
Tell me about Dekker.
I spied on Dr. Dekker not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
Yes, you should. What is in his basement?
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained.
This is the girl that Claire saw? Chained to what?
I've nothing interesting to say about that.
It's either the girl or, yeah, Iris. One of the two. What did he do with the chain girl?
I removed the chains, dressed her, and sat her in the police station. There's no evidence, though. No evidence of what he'd done. But she was free. I saved her.
Oh, that's why he
I'm
was
not
furious.
evil. I destroyed evil.
Damn, Dekker was fucked up, man. Good job, Bryce.
I put my hand through a rusty nail at work today.
What the fuck?
It hurt like hell and bled like I'd been shot. I closed my eyes and thought, this isn't happening. The nail is just a worm, and it will wriggle through me. When I looked back, can you guess what I saw?
You saw a worm?
My hand had healed.
Oh.
The nail had become a worm and was wriggling in my palm. It was like a little miracle. Like magic.
Are you magical?
I shouldn't really say miracle or magic. They're words that Dr. Dekker used when he tried to get you to think things and make them real. But do you think it's real, Doctor? That magic?
I should say no. I should say no and start getting them on the right track. No, I don't believe in magic.
Then so it isn't. I envy you, Doctor. I wish I could be so sure.
I wonder if I can, like, fix them by telling them the truth. But I also find their magical worlds to be fascinating, so I want to hear more about them. Interesting, interesting. Okay. We got more on Bryce, it looks like. What do you know about the paper spike? It seems like I should ask about that with everyone here.
Dr. Dekker frequently used that paper spike on his desk as an example. I'm sure he did it with the other patients too. He'd make me look at it, touch the point to see how sharp it was. He'd tell me that because I think it's sharp, it will hurt me. But if I thought it was nothing, it could pass right through my hand.
What the fuck? Did you try to pass it through your hand?
In the last couple of sessions I had with him, he put the spike through his hand. He'd be grinning at me while he was doing it. No blood, no nothing. He tried to make me do the same, but I wouldn't.
Well, why wouldn't you do it?
No.
Okay. Wonder if you buried David Castleford? Yeah, we should ask about that. Did you bury David?
I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
What did you do with the body?
I don't know what you're getting at.
Did she pay you to move David?
In simple terms, I've got nothing to say.
Okay, what's the wording? Why would the military be following him? Oh, no, I want to talk more about the body.
I didn't get much sleep.
Why would the military follow you?
That's hurting my head. Can you...
Why do you think military?
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else. Would you do something for me if they get me?
What do you need?
I don't know.
What do you want me to do?
No. You have an interesting aura, Doctor.
I guess I just say yes? Yes, I'll help you?
Is that supposed to mean...
Yes.
Don't know.
Fuck! What do I say? Yes.
No. You have an interesting aura, Doctor.
The fuck?
I'm surprised.
Yes.
In simple terms, I've got nothing to say.
Hey, what the fuck? What do you need me to do?
I don't know.
What do you want me to do?
That means nothing to me.
No.
No. Sorry.
Should talk to everybody over there and check my notes. Why did you take the girl to a police station? I guess.
Don't know.
What kind of help do you need from me?
I don't know what you're getting at.
Fuck you, Bryce! Okay.
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else. Would you do something for me if they get me?
Okay, let me if I let the entire thing play and I type yes.
Is that supposed to mean...
Yes. I'll help.
I've nothing interesting.
Yes, I'll do something for you.
Would you tell Jessica I love her? She didn't really know me that well, but I did love her.
Wait, who's Jessica?
And also, there's a hard drive in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Please destroy it.
Oh, Jessica was a...
Please.
Jessica was the guy,
look at
or the
it.
girl that he took naked pictures of. Yes, I'll do that.
That means nothing to me.
Did you follow the hooded figure? Where did you follow the hooded figure to?
Whatever it is that's following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away. And when I follow it past temptations. A bar brawl, an open till, an open bedroom window. Like it's testing me.
Testing you for what?
I think that I'm becoming a good person, Doctor. I'm ashamed of some of the things I've done, but I'm getting better. The hooded figure, it's testing my morals. Judging me. For what? I don't know.
What happened at the window?
I looked in. Watching other people is somehow built into our genes, Doctor.
People watching. I've done
There
it.
was an old woman in bed. I went inside. Her bed covers were smoking. I think she'd fallen asleep holding a cigarette.
Did you save her?
I took the covers and put them in the bath. She'd have died otherwise. And no, I didn't take any pictures.
Good for you, Bryce. Well done.
Is that supposed to mean something?
Yeah, it's a compliment. What about the bar brawl?
I split the brawl up.
And then what happened?
No.
Okay.
Whatever it is that's following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away. And when I follow it past temptations.
Bar
A
brawl.
bar brawl, an open till.
Open till. What about the open till?
I did nothing. I'm not stealing anymore.
I don't know what a till is, by the way. Okay. So let's go talk to Jaya. Let's talk to Mariana. Hello, Mariana.
I'm okay. Thanks for asking. It's rent day, and I always
Psychiatrist?
feel
Gotcha.
a little blue on rent day.
What's wrong with rent day?
Rent day is the day I pay rent to my landlady.
What is your relation to your landlady?
I pay my rent to a landlady. I don't own my own place. I'm just passing through.
Passing through?
I never stay in one town very long. I get bored too easily. Once you've seen the same faces over and over again, you move. Like I said before, I like to move around a lot.
You mentioned seeing something beautiful last session.
You've got a good memory, Doctor.
Yeah, I sure
Let's
do.
talk dreams. Sometimes I'll dream about a light. Deep in the ocean somewhere. I head towards it.
Dude, she's a mermaid.
It's warm and glowing. Like a beacon. And when I'm at the bottom, it's the most beautiful thing. Like a welcoming sun. Like I'm home. And then I wake up.
Do you like water?
You will have to.
What's so beautiful about it?
I don't know.
Do you think it is home?
You're not getting it.
What do you think is the glowing light?
It's so beautiful. Calls me. It's like I'm in a trance. What does the dream mean, Doctor?
It means you belong. Go, Ariel.
I don't know about that.
What do you want me to say here? Video game? Have you had any blackouts recently?
I've had no blackouts, and I haven't been to the beach since our last session. But I think I will today. Do you want to come with me to the beach?
Oh god, yes. Yes. Yes, I do.
I really...
Yes, let's go to the beach.
Doctor, I think you're getting a little anxious.
Oh, sorry.
If you ever wanted to visit the beach, you can just turn up. It's not mine.
But I want to go with you.
Nope.
No? Okay. Alright, I was just checking. Okay. Dream interpretation can be tricky. I should check my notes. Man's dream can mean many things. A metaphor for our current issue, searching for something, or maybe she's making it up. Your dream could be a metaphor.
Yes, I suppose I follow that glow like people follow me. I still don't know what it means, though.
Do you think you're making it up?
Try again?
I didn't really catch anything important in that sentence.
Yes, I suppose I follow that glow like people follow me. I still don't know what it means, though.
Huh. Oh god, what was the murder weapon again? One problem with me playing this game the moment I wake up is that I forget shit so much, but I think I'd forget anyways. Let's see. There we go. Tell me about the paper spike.
Dr. Dekker used to put my checks on that thing. I guess someone thought they weren't getting value for money.
It was the murder weapon.
Dr. Dekker used to put my checks.
Your checks? Why is checks highlighted?
I actually don't have a lot of money. Sometimes a therapy check would bounce, but Dr. Dekker would be okay with it. Oh, my checks are fine though, don't worry.
Why don't you have money?
I'm not broke. Men buy me drinks at bars though. Sometimes I'll get away with not paying at restaurants. Isn't that how it is for everybody?
No! It's not, Mariana! No!
I don't know any.
No, it's not like that for everybody. Why do you go to bars and restaurants?
I mainly like drive-thrus. I don't like crowds, and I find it difficult to stay in the same place for too long. I guess I'm a fidget.
Do you steal?
I don't know anything about that.
Why do you think that is?
Try again?
Why do you fidget? She doesn't like crowds, but she likes nightclubs? Dude, I just would not put this together. I would be an awful psychiatrist. Awful! I wouldn't ask this shit. That's what this game is making me realize. I'm glad I didn't waste 8 years of my life getting into therapy. Because I would fuck it up and probably ruin their lives. You don't like crowds?
Crowds at nightclubs and bars are different. The lights are dim. You can slink around without attracting too much attention.
You don't like attention? I guess if you get it all the time.
I don't know.
I guess that was the other part.
Sometimes I'll kiss a guy in a club, and then he just follows me. Wherever I go. It's creepy. I don't want everyone seeing that.
Huh. Could she be a mermaid? Succubus? I don't think a succubus. Why don't you want people seeing that? Why kiss them then?
I'm not a siren. It's just how some guys are.
Oh, a siren.
I tried it with a woman too. She followed me. If a lot of people are watching, then it doesn't work.
Wait. You're a siren?
Interesting that you should say that. Dr. Dekker said the same thing. And he's dead now. Siren... mermaid?
Yep.
Do you think I could really be one?
Yes, I do.
No.
Yes, you're a mermaid. Where do you take people that follow you?
They follow me. Wherever I go. Anywhere.
Was that a threat, by the
Where do
way?
you think they follow me, Doctor?
Into the water?
You will have to ask.
They follow you into the sea? Oh my god, the hint's taking too long. What happens after they follow you?
It depends where they follow me. If they follow me home, they bang on the door for an hour or so, then leave. Other places, they just disappear. I don't see them again.
Is this during your blackouts? Oh, we're done with questioning today. Fuck! Damn it! Alright, let's go talk to Bryce. Hey, Bryce!
In simple terms,
Oh, I don't think I have anything else for him. Okay, let's go to Ellen. Hey, Ellen!
Ask me something else. That one's a dud.
How are you feeling?
I'm fine. Work's fine. Hilda's fading fast. Terry's Terry. Oh,
Hilda.
you'll be pleased to know I don't have the locket anymore.
Oh yeah, I noticed you
I
don't.
gave it back. All of it. Every single keepsake.
That's awesome. I'm proud of you.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry. How did it feel to lose the keepsakes?
You told me to. Well, not in so many words, but you said I shouldn't have kept them. And what with Terry going around telling everyone I stole them, I didn't feel like I really had any choice. The lockets, the watch, the ring. But I kept the little bird Sarah Dekker gave me. I wasn't supposed to mention her.
Uh-oh. Sarah Dekker?
Dr. Dekker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a while ago.
What? You're going to therapy with someone whose mother you cared for who died? What? Tell me about Hilda.
Hilda's nearing the end. She's been sleeping a lot, not eating much. She hasn't been that argumentative either. Although, she did give me a vicious scratch yesterday.
Why did she scratch you? Is she responsible for disappearances? So she's being nicknamed the Angel of Death because of most of her patients die. And then she is given a keepsake by them, so most people think that she's murdering people. And then stealing items.
It was nothing. I was just trying to give her meds. It's hard, you know? I'm trying to help her, but she keeps fighting me. It'll be better after she's seen her daughter. I've decided I'm going to do it tonight. She hasn't got much time left.
You're going to her daughter? Wait, let me rewatch that, because I missed part of it.
It was nothing. I was just trying to give her meds. It's hard, you know? I'm trying to help her, but she keeps fighting me. It'll be better after she's seen her daughter. I've decided I'm going to do it tonight. She hasn't got much time left.
Do what tonight?
You know the answer to that, Doctor. What have we been talking about? What can I do for Hilda that will make it all better?
What the fuck she does? She can morph, right? What did she call it? She called it shapeshifting. Shapeshifting?
I don't know.
You're gonna shapeshift?
I feel like you're clutching at...
What was the word for it? Shift. You're going to shift into Hilda's daughter.
That's the plan. I know. It sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow. We could try shifting now.
Wait, what?
Think of someone you really love. It might help if you close your eyes.
Mariana.
Can you picture them?
Mariana.
Okay.
Mariana.
Hold on.
Mariana.
sorry. I don't think it's going to work. On the bright side, that probably means you're not going to die anytime soon.
She started to shift. Who were you going to shift into?
Sorry, I wish I...
How is it going with Terry?
Terry seems to have backed down since I gave the keepsakes back. Actually, it doesn't seem like she's been very well. Not her usual self. Maybe she's got a bug or something.
Oh yeah, she just happened to die around you. Yep. Yep. That sounds natural. Yep. Oh yeah, the paper spike. I keep forgetting about the paper spike. Do you know of the paper spike?
It's true then. I'd heard Dr. Dekker was stabbed, but I didn't know for sure. It's weird that whoever did it would choose the paper spike.
Why is that weird?
Dr. Dekker used to play with it in our sessions sometimes. You know, pick it up, handle it while we talked. I remember once, he pushed the spike through his skin. At this bit, here, between his thumb and his finger. He said he didn't think I'd mind the sight of blood being a nurse and all that, but actually, there wasn't any.
No blood?
I was a bit freaked out. At first, I thought it was a trick. A magic trick, you know? Like some kind of therapeutic test. Show the patient this retractable spike and see how they react. But it wasn't. The spike was real.
How do you know it was real?
I don't know anything about that.
What? I literally just typed that! How do you know? I didn't even need that hint.
Dr. Dekker gave me the paper spike to try. It wasn't fake. It was pretty sharp, actually. I don't know how he did it. He said he just thought that it wouldn't hurt him, so it didn't.
That's a good question, actually. Did you ever shift for Dekker?
All Dr. Dekker did was encourage me to think. But the shifting, that's all me. And my mum's a psychic, and my sister's an empath, but I was just ordinary. I always felt like I wasn't special, like I was missing out. But I wasn't. I just hadn't discovered what I could do yet. Sarah Dekker was one of the first ones I tried shifting for.
Did you shift for him?
Is that really what you want to do?
Did you shift for Dekker? Oh. Did the shift work?
That doesn't really matter.
Shifting does sound unbelievable, I guess.
It's tricky.
That's where we go?
I mean, I'll sound exactly like Hilda's daughter, but I try and keep it vague because I don't become her. I don't know what she would really say. I say things like, it's okay, don't be scared, I love you, Mum, or I love you, Dad. But it doesn't really matter what their relationship's like because it's not really them. I always do the Disney version. The best, most loving version. That's what my patients want to hear. And maybe deep down they know it's not the truth, but it's got to be better than the reality.
Huh. What's the point of shifting? I'm confused in this storyline. Oh, it's not the truth.
Does it really matter if it isn't the truth? Isn't it worth it if it brings them peace? Tell me honestly, Doctor, do you really think that what I'm doing is wrong?
I mean, in a way, you're helping people. But I don't know, chat. Should we encourage her to keep doing what she's doing? I personally think she's murdering people. She says she physically changes, but she can't prove it. Yeah. If the patient isn't being tricked, then what's the harm? No, it's not bad.
Ask me something else.
What was the question?
Does it really matter if it isn't the truth? Isn't it worth it if it brings them peace? Tell me honestly, Doctor. Do you really think that what I'm doing is wrong?
No, it's not wrong. Weird, but not wrong.
Good. Because I really feel this is something I have to do.
Well, okay. Good talk. Let's go to Nathan. How are you, Nathan?
I burned the photos of Hannah. It didn't work. I suppose because the loss was superficial. The next thing I burned was the rocking chair. That worked. I've been getting rid of her stuff ever since. There was a day when I attacked a Salvation Army bin, but I gave in.
Attacked a Salvation Army bin?
I accidentally put Hannah's diary into a Salvation Army donation bin. They're like huge post boxes with a circular tray that makes sure things spill to the bottom. I tried to get in to get it back, but I gave up.
What? Is Ellen going to pretend to be Hilda's daughter?
I accidentally put Hannah's diary into a Salvation Army donation bin.
Yeah.
They're like huge post boxes with a...
Oh. Did you read the diary?
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me. That she was going to break off the engagement. That she didn't love me anymore. I regretted it.
Yeah. That's why you don't read diaries. You regretted what?
I regretted that I mourned for Hannah so long.
Oh, that's
I regret
sad.
the grief. I regret all the days I slept through because of it. Had I known she didn't love me anymore, things would have been different. I'm a bit angry now. If I had that day over again, I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
What the fuck? You don't mean that.
I'm not trying to hide anything. I just don't know.
Let's talk about this paper spike. This episode has been pretty aggressive on a few characters. Like Claire and
I didn't notice Dr.
Ellen.
Dekker had a paper spike. I haven't really seen more than a foot in front of me since Hannah died.
He knows nothing about the spike? Is that what he just said? Huh. What do we talk to him about then? Because he isn't a part of the main storyline. Do you want to talk about Hannah?
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore? And thanks for the dating advice, by the way.
Oh, how'd the date go?
I signed up for a dating website. It's a bit easy, to be honest.
Not really.
If I message something they don't like, I change it when the day replays.
Oh.
So
Yeah, that'd be a good superpower for him, I guess. What do you change?
that doesn't mean...
Anything else you want to tell me about Dr. Dekker? What a scumbag. Yeah, I feel like online dating is shallow as fuck and it's really easy to fuck up. So as long as, like, you only use it as an entryway, it kind of might be okay. I don't know. Online dating is really, really weird because I feel like you don't get your personality and stuff out there until you actually meet somebody, and that's where you can clash and build chemistry.
I've told you all I know about Dr. Dekker. He started out good, then turned a bit crazy towards the end. When you start giving people more problems as a therapist, That's a bit crazy.
What?
I've told you all I know about Dr. Dekker. He started out good, then turned a bit crazy towards the end. When you start giving people more problems as a therapist, that's a bit crazy.
Okay, let's talk about the problems, then we'll talk about the crazy. What kind of problems did he create?
I started out with depression. Now I seem to repeat days. Even if you don't believe the repeat days, then I clearly have extra mental health problems that he's given me.
What was crazy about him?
I think that he possibly cursed other people, a bit like he cursed me. Sometimes you could see he was bursting to tell me about it, but he couldn't. He was ecstatic with power.
What makes you think he liked power?
You've asked me that already. No. Wait, maybe that was yesterday. I don't know, anyway.
That's actually really clever. How were you cursed? By Dekker.
The curse. Or remembered. I was hoping you'd forget. It's gonna sound crazy. Dr. Dekker said I would never be able to move forward until I came to terms with my grief. And so from this point on, I start to relive the same day over and over again until I made something of it. I believed him. The curse. Or remembered. I was hoping you'd forget. It's gonna sound crazy. Dr. Dekker said I would never be able to move forward until I came to terms with my grief. And so from this point on, I start to relive the same day over and over again until I made something of it.
Did you ever make something of it? Okay, I guess we asked him, why did you believe him?
I didn't want to believe him. I remember I said, you can't just say things and they happen. He laughed and laughed. I think he was going mad. He said he'd give me a demonstration.
How did he demonstrate it? Ah! I'll say still demonstrate, right? God, I haven't spelled demonstrate in forever.
He held his hand outstretched and told me to look at the flame. There was no flame, and then there was. He was holding a flame in his hand that had come out of nowhere. And he tried to hypnotize me to make me forget it.
That's CGI. Hypnotize? What?
I didn't forget seeing the flame. He wanted me to forget it all, but I didn't. For whatever reason, he couldn't undo what he'd done. I was scared. I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
Why would you pretend?
I was scared what Dr. Dekker would do to me if he found out I still knew. So I had to play along. Keep coming to the sessions. Pretend I hadn't seen what he'd done. It was awful, because I was suffering through the same days over and over again. But I couldn't talk to him about it. Because he'd know.
I'm glad you told me. Why do you think he wanted you to forget?
He'd become bored of me, so I got much of my insight from calls or messages he'd take during our sessions. I think because he hypnotized me, he didn't want to play with me anymore, so I got basic therapist.
What was basic?
I've got nothing to tell you.
What do you mean? Is honesty important to you? Okay. Do you prefer honesty?
If I'm being honest, I'd probably rather ask out one of the patients I've seen here. The friendly redhead with the accent.
Oh, she's taken. She's taken. But that's Mariana.
No, sorry.
Mariana?
No, I don't.
You talking about Mariana?
That's not really relevant.
Oh, what do you mean by basic therapist?
He told me lots of people get depression. To become more active, see more people. And although he wouldn't always be there to listen, Jaya would be.
Oh! Jaya? You talked to Jaya?
Jaya was a great listener.
Why are you
Much
talking to
better than
Jaya?
Dr. Dekker. I think she would have made a great psychiatrist. Do you know, he tried to fire her.
Why did he fire her?
Yeah, he fired her. Jaya told me about it. You should ask her.
Yeah, I do have the proof about that. Okay, let's go to Jaya. Hey, Jaya!
That's not something I know about.
Jaya, why did Dekker fire you?
I honestly think that you're curing me with all this grief counselling. You know, we don't really have to talk about Dr. Dekker from now on if you don't want to. We had a connection, but it's gone now.
What kind of connection? What if Jaya killed him?
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's.
Oh,
I refused,
no.
obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Mariana around.
Did Dekker like Mariana?
I have no idea what they did and when they did it. I'm happy to keep it that way too.
Where did you go on Valentine's night? Because that was the night that Dekker was murdered.
I didn't go out for Valentine's. I was at home. Wait. Actually, I did come up to the office at about 9. I'd forgotten a USB stick that had some files I was working on.
What kind of files?
I was cross-referencing the patient files for Dr. Dekker, and I copied everything onto a USB drive. I was terrified it had all gone missing. Can you imagine the trouble we'd get into if the patient files suddenly turned up on the internet?
Do you still have the USB? Let's ask about Nathan. Do you know Nathan?
I was a bit of a shoulder to cry on for Nathan. He told me a lot of things about Dr. Dekker that I probably shouldn't have heard, and I'm not about to repeat to you either. Why? What did he say about me?
He said you were great.
I don't know anything about...
Nathan likes you. Nathan said you'd be a great therapist. Okay. What do you know about the spike? Oh my god, my typing is off today.
It's in that police report that I gave to you. You should really take a look at it.
It's really bothering you how everyone's barefoot? I'd imagine if you were a therapist or had an office, you would be okay with your patients being comfortable. Honestly, if I walked into a therapy session and they were like, you can take off your shoes, I would fucking do it in a heartbeat. I feel nice with naked feet. What'd you say?
It's in that police report that I gave to you. You should really take a look at it.
Okay. Let's go ahead and look at the police report. Paper spike, 150 millimeters long, protruding from the approximate region of the victim's heart. Yeah, I know about that. Okay. I already know about that. Oh, do you see Mariana as competition? See, I would have asked that. I don't think you would ask that to anybody.
Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that.
Stronger? How?
Dr. Dekker and I shared some philosophy. We'd both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and we agreed with a lot of what it said. Have you read that book, Doctor?
I have not read that book. Sitting there with your stinky feet out. Chat, feet are only stinky if you don't clean them, okay? Most people, when they take showers, we've already talked about this. There's like 4 spots in your body that you need to clean. You clean your armpits, you clean your genital area, you clean your butthole, and you clean in between your feet, right? Those are the stinky areas. Clean that shit and you won't be stinky. It's not that hard. It's basic hygiene.
Dr. Dekker and I shared some philosophy. We'd both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and we agreed with a lot of what it said. Have you read that book, Doctor?
I have not read that book. I have not read that book.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis, and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
Yeah.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that
Everyone is
capable of psychokinesis, and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
Everyone has the power?
You're overthinking things. You don't need to ask me that.
Ben. Wait, who was Ben, chat? Do we remember Ben? Do we remember Ben? Tell me about Ben. Dude who found the body. Spider-Man's uncle. God damn it, chat.
I think that's all settled now. We are agreeing to pay Ben £5,000, and he's agreeing not to say anything about what he saw.
Oh god, this is a settlement. Okay. I'm not... God, there's so many storylines. There's actually maybe too many characters. What is psychokinesis?
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind. It's not just about bending spoons.
He was a janitor,
It covers all sorts
gotcha.
of things like telepathy, telekinesis, telesabalas. Shoot me, I'm a Kojak fan.
Trick is saying that because you wash your feet, they're clear enough to put in your mouth? What kind of fucking logical jumps is that? Listen, if someone that I'm dating wants me to put their feet in their mouth, yes, first thing I'm gonna tell them to do is you fucking clean your feet and maybe I'll do it. I'll fucking do it, maybe. But I need them to wash them, like any other person. Okay, we need to listen to this.
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind. It's not just about bending spoons. It covers all sorts of things like telepathy, telekinesis, telesabalas. Shoot me, I'm a Kojak fan.
Okay, tell me more about telepathy.
Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck, just in case they can. But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not, you'll need to figure out your approach with those that do.
I kind of like Jaya. I'm not gonna lie. I like the way she thinks. Let's see here. Let's ask her about her being fired. Let's talk about Dekker firing you. Why did Dekker fire you? I guess we've already asked that. How are you feeling today? It's always so weird to come back to how are you feeling today, but the game wants you to do it.
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
Wait, Dr. Dekker did home visits?
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana.
Oh my god,
He
they were
said
fucking.
She couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I
mean,
need you right where I can see you.
I wouldn't mind doing a home visit after we fix her, of course. I should ask Mariana about Dr. Honom's home visits. Yeah, let's go do that. Let's go do that. Wait, Jaya's not done. We'll go to her afterwards. Is psychokinesis common?
No, not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them.
Why do you think he was looking for them?
Nope.
Ask another fuck. How do I need to figure out my approach? I feel like this one's so broad.
How do you make people who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support, encourage them, take them away?
I've kind of been doing both. What about encouraging them?
Have you been taking notes in our session, Doctor? Perhaps you should check them?
What? What? What do you want? What are you talking about? What do you think?
I don't.
You don't know. Of course you don't know. Why does she need me where she can see me? Oh, she did say that. I guess I just didn't care. Why do you need to be able to see me?
Checks and balances, Doctor. Somebody needs to be watching the watchman, so to speak. Make sure you're helping, not hindering.
What makes you qualified to do that? What do you mean? Not hindering.
He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things.
Why are you able to judge that? Not to be rude, but isn't she like an assistant? That's just kind of studying psychology?
He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things.
What things did she lose sight of?
I think he was so overwhelmed by the patients he was getting. His curiosity just got the better of him. There was a definite turning point.
What was the turning point?
Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up, that seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra weird patients. I think it was all too much for him. I think I misjudged him. I hope you deal with it better.
I can deal with it better.
There's just a lot of crazy flying around, Doctor. Don't catch any of it.
I'm immune.
No, that's not it.
Professor Alderby was the guy that we talked to at the very beginning that talked about chaos and Cthulhu trying to run everything. So Dr. Dekker might believe, sort of, that all the chaos is good for the world, and he might be trying to work for Cthulhu, and that's why he's encouraging all these patients to believe in their fake approaches to the world. That's my theory anyways. I wanted to ask Mariana about the visits. Hey, did Dr. Dekker home visit you?
Can you repeat that?
How were the home visits from Dekker?
I don't understand. Say a...
Okay, home visits.
Dr. Dekker suggested home visits. I think he was probably checking up on his investment. You're not thinking of doing home visits, are you, Doctor?
Okay, 2 questions. Investments?
Aren't we all your investments, Doctor? All the time, all the energy you've invested in us?
No, what the fuck?
Seeing how we're doing, making sure we're growing.
You're not a
correctly?
plant! I don't consider you an investment.
Dr. Dekker suggested home visits. I think he was probably checking up on his investment. You're not thinking of doing home visits, are you, Doctor?
Do you want me to do home visits? Question mark. Should I visit you?
I don't know about that.
What does she mean they disappeared? No. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the home visits.
Dr. Dekker suggested home visits. I think he was probably checking up on his investment. You're not thinking of doing home visits, are you, Doctor?
Yes, we should home visit.
I can't afford any more sessions, so it sounds like you'll be paying. That's a date, isn't it, Doctor? I'm not sure that's appropriate.
Yeah, I could pay.
I really don't know.
What do I say to that? You want to date?
I don't know.
I'm so confused. How do I respond to this? I feel weird. Let's get out of this. I feel weird. Hint. Who disappears?
No.
Why do you think they disappear?
They don't just disappear into thin air. I think they return to the place I found them. But I've not run into the same person twice.
Okay, so I think we're done with this conversation with her. Okay. I feel like there's some dialogue options there, but I'm not hitting the keywords, and I feel weird pushing it. I don't know why. Like, as a human being, I feel weird, so I'm gonna stop doing it. Let's look at Jay. What did Ben see?
He thought he saw a creature coming out of Dr. Dekker's mouth.
When he found him dead?
At least that's the reason he's given for not emptying the bins that night. Either way, it's not the kind of publicity that we need. Shiny, happy, sane people.
It's unethical to date your patients. Chat, it's a video game? I'm not a real doctor! I'm not a real doctor, chat! What kind of creature? Just for the record!
I don't know everything. I know most things, but not everything.
Do you need any more grief counseling?
Grief is such a strange word if you keep saying it. Grief, grief, grief. It sounds like somebody's being whipped.
What?
Are you gonna ask me how I feel today?
How are you feeling today? I already asked that. I've already asked that game. Oh yeah, she did give me Mariana's. Why would I want Mariana's address?
Doctor, if you don't want it, don't text me and ask for it.
I did not
It's
text
all right.
you.
I don't mind doing menial tasks for you. Someone has to do them.
When did I text you?
Well, maybe someone sneaked your phone during a session and texted.
Did Mariana steal my
I know they
phone?
were innocent, but if it's not nailed down, there's a good chance they'll walk away with it. You know, I used to have an iPad and a Surface.
Wait, do you guys think Nathan or Bryce did that for me? What? Hang on. Bryce is the one that has the XR. Did you steal my phone?
I've nothing interesting to say about that.
Did you steal my phone?
I don't know about that.
Did you steal my phone?
Sorry, joined a.
Huh. Okay. Okay. I guess we'll come back to that soon. People with specials, be passive or encourage or take them away. Regarding special powers, should I take them away or encourage?
I think you'll find there's more than one.
Should I encourage special powers?
To deepen their affliction? I wouldn't.
Should I try to take away their powers? Why would Psychokinesis patients come here? Oh, I guess why would someone send psychokinetic patients here? I feel like that last question should have hit that, but okay.
It's entirely possible that someone is targeting this practice with psychokinetic patients. To what end, I don't know. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are diagnosed as insane, or at least temporarily insane. It's a handy diagnosis if you're facing criminal prosecution, especially if it's for murder.
Okay. Let's go to Bryce, and he's our last patient for the day. I should hear about Bryce. Check my notes. Bryce, did you text someone for me?
I don't know what you're getting at.
What am I missing? Maybe I should just go ask everyone about Bryce? We'll start with Jaya. What do you know about Bryce? Because we're missing something from him.
That's a strange question to ask. Are you feeling all right, Doctor?
What do you know about Bryce? Nothing.
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Okay, so maybe that's what I have to talk about? Did you smuggle a body?
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Doctor. I saw Claire Castleford's husband in the coffin myself before carrying him to the grave. He is in the ground. I'm sure it wouldn't take much for the police to get an order to have him exhumed. Just make sure it's done on Tuesday morning when I'm off.
Okay, so that's all that was. Okay! I should tell Claire Bryce says her husband is in the ground. Okay, let's talk to Claire real quick. Bryce says your husband is in the ground.
Well, that's what he would say, isn't it?
What? Can you prove David is alive?
I have a picture of him I took after he came back. I'll bring it in next session.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Good session today, guys. Good job, everybody.
You can stop looking at me like that. You've made me do this.
Do what?
And don't try and escape. You're all tied up.
Jaya!
Now tell me the truth. Is this a dream?
What the fuck?